Next up, the IRS has launched a safety review. After some right-wing threats, the IRS will launch a full security review of its facilities nationwide. Commissioner Charles Rettig announced on Tuesday as Ross, let's go. Long night last night. Congressional Republicans and far-right extremists are lashing out at the agency and the new funding it is slated to receive in a massive spending law.
See how you do that? You just casually refer to anybody that doesn't like it as a far-right extremist.
Mm-hmm. And that's awesome, isn't it? We knew this was coming. Mm-hmm. So what did Rettig say here? He said, we see what's out there in terms of social media, which is probably all true, right? Mm-hmm. No bots on Twitter, no bots posting any of that shit. All real people, wink. Our workforce is concerned about their safety. The comments being made are extremely disrespectful to the agency, to the employees, and to the country.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
They're doing a security review because of disrespectful comments.
Yes.
So you see how they're casually trying to associate disrespect with an actual threat. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Just follow along here. Because this is how it fucking goes. This is how it happens. This is how fucking republics fall and they turn into fucking tyranny.
Well, this is how freedom of speech falls, all the way around. Because now, if you read shit like this, and then you're worried about typing something negative about the IRS, then the feds can show up at your door. Hey, man, that was a threat to somebody or whatever. And it's just some dude in Illinois saying, man, I'm not stoked about 87,000 IRS agents and being armed. And I saw that guy in the wheelchair on Drinking Bros. He was armed, and that they're going to roll him into my house, blow away my whole family because I didn't pay $42 in taxes. Like, no. I think we're all done with that. We know what's going to happen here. I mean, they're just going to start going down the list systematically and then nuking people off social media for saying shit like this. It's getting worse. Every day is getting worse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting worse.
How long do you think we'll be around?
6-7 months, maybe. I have no idea. But as we all know, the IRS is getting ready to receive $80 billion to spend over the next 10 years to hire new people, a lot of armed people. Still unclear how the Inflation Reduction Act is meant to fight fucking inflation, because it doesn't, except for in the title, it isn't really talked about that much in the bill.
No.
I'll say this, if you're a federal agency and half the country or more hates you so badly that you have to increase physical security, chances are you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not just physical security upgrades. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. They're hiring armed agents with a never-before-seen addition to these job postings, which includes you must be willing to kill American citizens. Mm-hmm. That's a bit of an escalation, and it's only to ensure that they get your money that they think they're entitled to.
Yeah.
It's fucking feudalism. That's what it is. It's the sheriff of fucking Nottingham coming by on King John's orders trying to shake the last fucking few cents out of your pocket.
Yep.
And they're going to use a gun to get it if they have to. Well, guess what? I got guns too, bitch.
And the thing is, man, like, I know I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you have not been through an audit, it is fucking brutal. And now you're going to have 87,000 of these motherfuckers coming after you. And it's, again, I just went through one, and it was I think it was $42.81 was the final thing for some residual check from a movie. And it was a terrible movie, too. I wish it was a good one. It was House of the Dead 2, for Christ's sakes. Awful movie. We were all awful in it, but we had a lot of fun.
It could have been worse.
That one.
It could have been Green Lantern.
Maybe. So a Drinking Bro sent me a screenshot from the other night. Found it on, I think it's on HBO or something. And he's like, hey, man, it's you and the guy from Sons of Anarchy. I was like, I know. That's what got me audited.
Who, with Theo Rossi? I love that
Theo.
dude.
Juice from Sons of Anarchy. He's
really
great.
He's actually
he's a great
He's a
dude, too.
way
He's
better
funny as
actor than any of the stuff he's really been in. Well, he's a way better actor than any of the stuff that people have actually seen him in.
He's funny in real life, too, man. He's a blast, that guy. Big fan of Theo. Yeah, but with this shit, man, once it starts happening to you, you're going to start posting about it next year on social media. And I think this, Dan, is what it's preemptive for what's going to happen next year because people are going to fucking rage once they actually go through it. Now, it's pretty rare, and you hear about it here and there, but you don't really know what an audit is until you actually go through it. We've been through 2. We had one for our production company in the I think 2008-ish, somewhere in there. And then I had a personal one this past year, and it's fucking horrific. And TurboTax ain't going to save you. You're going to need somebody to come in and do this for you, and those CPAs are not cheap. You're looking at $1,500 to $3,000, depending upon how expansive the audit is. And if you're doing a deep dive audit, holy shit, dude, that's really goddamn expensive. Our first one was like $12,000. And then at the end of it, you're looking at them and you're like, hey man, who's going to pay the CPA for this? And they were like, sorry, it's on you. You're holding the bag, hombre.
If I get audited, I'm just going to have to go to jail, and I'm not kidding, because I'm not participating in that bullshit. Yeah, like, I promise you, they will have to fucking take me to prison, and we'll deal with the fucking outcome of that. But there's no fucking way that I'm letting the government into my personal finances. That it's none of your fucking business what the fuck I'm doing, dude.
It's crazy.
Fuck off.
So I think all of this is preemptive for what's about to happen next year, because they kick in next year, right? There's 87,000.
Well, it starts. They're going to hire them over the course of a couple of years, but it's this is just. It's not even about taxing the middle class over the next couple of years and shit. What it's really about is building the infrastructure for a fucking financial police state. That's what it is. Like, they're just doing this, and it's why they message the way they do. Like, oh, these billionaires aren't paying their fair share. We got to go after them. Well, there's fucking like 700 of them. I don't think you need 90,000 people to do that.
No.
So what are they building? They're building a fucking army of armed tax collectors. That's what they're doing. It is fucking feudalism.
Because on the other side of that, to your point, with the billionaires, they have endless CPAs and people to fight this all day long. It's like, great, you guys want to go through the files? They're down in the basement. Enjoy your life for the next 2 months. They don't give a fuck about it.
Nope.
But you and I will. I can promise you that, man. And so if you're out there and this happens to you next year, I can guarantee you're going to rage. And now they're putting this in place. So if you do rage, they can come after you for that as well. And it's a threat to the government and everything else. And it's just going to be a fucking nightmare. An endless nightmare. If DeSantis runs in 24 and the only thing he runs on is I'm going to abolish the IRS, he will win in a landslide.
Yep.
That's all he has to say. That's all he has to say. No other policy other than that doesn't really matter. Just abolish the IRS, great. Well, we're in. Because what people are going to go through for the next 2 years, I don't care what fucking party you are, dude. It's awful. And if you got somebody who's going to get rid of it, chances are you're going to win.
I don't think they're going to make serious moves until after the 24 election, to be honest.
Like, the IRS?
Yeah, I think they're just going to build up their army and shit in the meantime, and only go after. They'll go after some billionaires, a couple of other rich companies that they don't care for, or wealthy companies that they don't care for, and then use that as like, see, I told you, we're just going after them. And as soon as the 24 election's over, they're going to start butt fucking the middle class.
Yeah,